Hey, we're on the 57, finding spot welds, cutting them out. I gotta tell you, I don't know how I work without this. No muss, no fuss. Well, it's 57 time. We're going to spend a little time on this morning. It's a little cool out and damp, so some metal work will warm me up. If you ever get the opportunity to work on a Tri-5 or anything from this era, do it, my friend. Spot welds. They're so easy to find, so easy to drill out. They're big, they're... I don't know what else to say. Compared to some of the unibodies back in the day, this thing is like a cakewalk to drill them all out. This was an amazing little find I found that, I guess it's not amazing to some people, but in this part of the country it is. This is bare metal. That was bare metal obviously when they built the car. This sat like this. Still shiny underneath. Obviously this was a southern car. Not southern Ontario, mind you. Somewhere down south in the US. Thank you for looking after it for the last few years. Like I say, this is not a horrible floor pan. It's just kind of thin all the way around, so it's getting new ones. This is the wife's car. Needs to be solid. Don't need no comebacks. So anyways, we'll bring you back when we get a little further. We're going to get half of this floor pan out, back to about there. Clean up all my edges along here. I got a little patchwork to do up here first, and then same as there. Then we gotta clean all these cross members up, get some good paint on them so they don't rust now that they're in the rust belt. We'll move on. 57, we're getting started. Okay there, boys. I promised I'd get you some video this week. I think I promised that last week. So we're trucking right away on Her 57 here. Probably should have showed you before pictures. You'd understand what I'm doing here. There was a section of this rocker that was all perforated, but this is a donor rocker from the 55 that I cut up earlier. That we took the back end out of, stole the frame off of. Saving everything I can off of this thing. This is the floor out of it. Not much of the floor that's left, but you know, if it comes to it and I need a bracket or I need a piece, nothing gets thrown away till the job's done. But this had a rocker section similar to this one. This was the driver's side, which was a little thin, so I actually used the passenger side rocker from the 55, flipped it around, cut the piece out that I needed, and grafted it in here. No one will be the wiser. Won't make much difference anyways because it all gets covered up with trim. So that's where we're at. We got most of the floor out. I have to decide where I'm gonna finish the back end there. I don't want to go all the way up to the mount, so it's really solid back there, and I don't want to change anything. I'll just do a butt weld or a lap weld right back there under the seat somewhere. And of course it's going to come up to the firewall as it's meant to be. So we're going to get this welded in the rest of the way. I want to make sure this rocker is solid before I start fiddling around with the floor pan. And I'll see ya. This whole music and YouTube thing really is a bummer. Every time I get inspired to do a video, I gotta run back and turn the radio off. I don't even advertise and they still shut me down if I got music playing. So, anyways, the end of a day. First real fit of this thing. Dropped right in. I need to sort of tuck it up that way a little bit, which will bring it ahead just enough so these holes line up. I do a little patch in that corner there. But everything is as it should be. The cross members are sitting pretty good against the floor right now. A couple self-tappers bring her down tight. Right on the line. I gotta clean up a little bit back here so she drops down. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that yet. I might just take a zip cut and just cut along there, and then I have a nice butt weld. But we'll see. See how ambitious I get. That's enough for one day though. Got other things to do. The little things that make me happy. See ya. Okay, YouTube, Sunday afternoon. We got the music turned down so we can talk. As you can see, I'm in my typical cluster of just throwing stuff everywhere. I'll clean up later. So I got everything prepped in here. A little sticky. I've kind of roughed in a patch for up there. I need to cut out the bad metal first, but right now I was lucky enough to have the shape of the piece that I cut out of here, that I cut off the floor pan that I didn't need, has the same arc and the same lip. Works out perfect for that firewall. So that's going to work there. I need to cut the metal out behind it, get that welded in nicely. There's a body mount right in there that I need to make sure gets welded into that to transfer, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I ran a bolt through all the body mounts just to make sure that the threads were clear, put a little grease on them, keep them clear. So I got to lay the pan in one more time, mark the underside, drill some holes so I can do some plug welding. So I don't know if I think you saw me do this on the CUDA. I'll outline the floor pan and then flip it back over, and then obviously just inside that line drill holes that will hit respective spots, put it back down inside here, mark those spots in the paint, and then lift it off, grind the paint off of the spots, because I don't seem to have a lot of luck with weld through primers. I don't think we can get copper over here in Canada. That's the good stuff. The stuff we get is zinc, and I don't like it. It just pops and splatters, and I don't seem to get a good weld. So I coat everything with some nice enamel paint. It's a lot of in and out, mark my spot welds, lift it back out, clean the paint off in that area so I can get the arc started. Worked out pretty good. So that's where I'm at. That might be all I get done. We're pushing 5 o'clock on a Sunday, so I probably should go have dinner with my family. I haven't seen them all weekend. Not that they care. They know where I'm at. See ya.